Yeah.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Sense of the Glove, the bald head black anime nerd, back with a couple of the homies.
Yo.
What? You don't like that?
No.
Back with a couple of the homies. You still going by no name?
No, Mel. You call me
Mel? Okay.
Yeah, Mel.
Back with Mel.
Yo.
Back with Real World Villain. He over there eating some protein and some Special K shit. That's some white people shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, so we wanted to do a stream, but YouTube said, "Fuck you, little niggas that don't have over 1,000 subscribers.
Fuck that.
You can no longer do it on a mobile phone. You need to have a whole setup."
Damn.
So fuck YouTube. I'm recording this video. We are going to see Endgame. Our showing is at 11 o'clock p.m. It is, what time is it?
Almost
8? Yeah, it's 8 o'clock as of the recording of this video. I'm probably going to edit this and upload it tomorrow. So yeah. But while we're here, we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about a few different things. One Piece being one of them, because the chapter came out today, leading into some very interesting stuff. As well as having a conversation about JoJo, because the anime is lit. Game of Thrones, some predictions, because Sunday is probably about to be one of the craziest fucking days in all of television.
Gang.
As well as some predictions about Endgame, because we're hype as shit right now for that shit. So Real World Villain is probably going to come in when we're not talking about One Piece, as he is not caught up.
Yeah.
So right now we can get straight into it. What's up, Mel?
What's good?
What are your thoughts on you just caught up in the latest 3 chapters?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the latest chapter?
It seems like it's setting up for a gigantic fight in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
I would say with Zoro about to pop out, him popping out like he did.
Yes, sir.
Like, oh shit! It's time to get it on. So I'm just waiting to see when this is going to happen. It seems like it's going to unite everybody, opposed to how the Marine Ford arc was like separating everyone.
Agreed.
To fight, but now it's like everybody's coming together.
So what I'm thinking, that is like a very powerful theme that's like kind of going out throughout the chapter, as well as the One Piece community. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is going to set up them, uniting with the Straw Hats against Orochi and yada yada."
Right.
And I do believe that to some degree, but I still don't think that it's going to play out like how people think. Personally, I think that yes, Kyoshiro is plotting against Orochi.
Right.
I do think that Kyoshiro and Hiyori, Murasaki, whoever, are friends. But I think he has his own agenda that isn't like aligned with Yasu. Do you think Yasu got caught himself?
I think Yasu did get caught himself. I think he did that shit on purpose. Because he's always thinking of a way. He's like a mastermind of some sort. Like, you think he's just a goofy character, but he's actually on some shit. And you just can't pinpoint what the shit is. Yeah. It's like, why did he get captured just like that?
And Oda do that shit a lot, where he makes a character feel like you just reading what you reading, but it be some whole other shit. So I definitely agree that I think his capture was planned. Because I just don't see how, the nigga was doing this shit for years.
Right.
So it's like, what will make you get captured right now?
Right.
Going along with the conversation that he had with Luffy and all of them prior, talking about, well, man, if the word gets out, it's going to be kind of crazy. What happens if you guys are captured? And this, that, and the third. So I can see Oda alluding to that, but I think the key in this entire situation is what he's going to say. Right. Because although a lot of people think whatever he's going to say is going to put the public on Luffy's side, I kind of disagree with that.
Nah, I don't think the public is going to go on Luffy's side at all.
All right, my nigga.
Well, because of Big Mom's memory loss,
right?
We don't know how long this is going to last.
So how do you think that that's going to tie into Yasu?
I think because of how everybody's coming together, Chopper with Big Mom is going to pop out of nowhere, and then it's just going to cause this big-ass friction. But I think it's going to be a way for Big Mom to get her memory back in the midst of the fight before Kaido appears. Or maybe when Kaido appears, then she get her memory back, and now they about to clash with each other.
Right. So you think one of them going to take each other out?
Yeah.
That's a hot take because I definitely don't think that's happening.
I think it will, and then whoever, unless Big Mom, because the way Luffy's team is treating her so well and stuff, unless she aligns herself with Luffy.
Right, and a lot of people are theorizing that she is going to become an ally to the Straw Hats. I do not want her to become an ally to the Straw Hats, just simply because that's an overall nerf for her. Because Luffy's nowhere near her level. So the way that Oda has been writing, at least people that are under Luffy, around Luffy, they are always under him, literally.
Right.
You know, and he'll show that in all type of power scaling. So for them to make Big Mom an ally, I guess the question would rather be an ally in what way?
Right.
Are you going to be a direct, I'm a fighting force for the Straw Hat Pirates?
Well, I'm just like, I'm going to let these niggas.
Or I'll give you this territory and, we'll do an alliance for this moment type of thing.
And we'll take care of what, you'll be good. You want to go to another territory? Go
exactly. Because if that's the case, okay, cool. But Big Mom is not a subordinate of Luffy.
Right.
At least not in a literal sense. If this is a Big News Morgan's, Big Mom is now following Luffy. If that's the type of situation, okay, I can see that because that's all bullshit.
Exactly.
But if it's literal, I'm fighting for Luffy because I believe in Luffy. That's bullshit. That would be bullshit. That's bad writing in my opinion. And I wouldn't accept that. But in terms of Yasu, going back to this chapter, I think if whatever he has to say is all of these people are alive, Kinemon, Raizo, all of those people are alive and well, how do you think that's going to make the public react? I personally think it's just going to confirm what Orochi has been telling them is going to happen from the start. Right. So, if anything, it's not really going to make them hate Orochi that he's alive, or that they're alive, or that he's about to die, or that Komurasaki is dead. But it's going to say, okay, look, he's been telling the truth. All these people are coming to usurp.
Right.
When that happens, coupled with the fact that Hiyori is on her way to the execution, they're going to figure out that Komurasaki is alive.
Exactly.
I think that's going to be the wrench in the plan because I don't think that she was supposed to show up. And I also don't think that Yasu was supposed to be saying anything.
Right, he was probably supposed to.
Exactly. Although I think his capture was planned to a certain degree, I don't think that it's part of Kyoshiro's plan. Mm-hmm. I think he got caught in his, I want to do this for them, for like Luffy and them. But Kyoshiro's like, I want to catch you so that I can either, one, solidify his place with Orochi or use the moment to usurp him in some way. We still don't know what that way is.
Right.
Or he didn't plan for
to get captured.
He didn't plan for him to get captured either.
But do you think this could also trigger an uprising against Kaido as well?
Against Kaido? Hell no. Because what Kaido got to do with any of that?
Nothing, actually.
Kaido clearly doesn't give a shit, and that's what's fucking hilarious to me. Like, he only the only reason why he even Denden Mushi'd Queen to tell him that Shorty died, or him or her, I don't know what Queen is.
Right.
That Shorty died was because he knows he fucks with her.
Right.
Like, I think that's the only reason. Kaido literally is never anywhere doing anything. He does not give a fuck about what happens. I feel like Orochi, and I've seen a lot of people do that, he's literally just like resting on the fact that he has Kaido in his back pocket.
Right.
And Kaido in Kaido's whenever. Yep. Like, we know from the chapter when they was talking about the fire. She said, okay, we just set fire to this place. If we go fuck up Bakura Town, Kaido's forces are gonna come after us. They never give a fuck about Orochi's forces.
Hell no.
They don't give a fuck about them little ninjas, the Oniwaban. Yeah,
like, fuck out of here.
They don't give a fuck about the Oniwaban. They only care about Kaido's forces because Kaido that nigga.
Right.
But Kaido don't give a shit about what the fuck he doing because I really want to know what is Kaido's plan. Right. Yeah. What is his motive in here? We know he wants to start this big ass war. What is he doing to move that forward?
Right.
Because the smiles have stopped. You got, you got the supernovas that you wanted. For the most part, you have control of this country. What are you doing? We haven't seen him having any talks with CP0 versus we've seen Orochi having those talks. But at this one, I really think Orochi's just trying to solidify his power. You know what I mean? So people don't defy him. But yeah, going back to the Kyoshiro thing, I don't think he expects Hiyori to show the fuck up. I think the plan was for her to leave the capital and stay wherever the fuck she was at.
Opposed to popping up like, oh shit.
Right, exactly. But that's another thing that kind of throws a loop in it because they still having this funeral knowing damn well there's no body for them to cremate. There is no body for them to cremate, so
it's empty as hell. So it's like,
so either that's going to be a play, and then she shows up, and then now everybody's like, "Oh, it's a ghost." But even if they're like, "Oh, it's a ghost," and he's complimented by Yasu saying, "Yes, all these people are alive." Now, if I'm Orochi, I'm like, "I told you niggas," you know what I mean? Right. Like, I told y'all motherfuckers that all of these people was coming back. I'm on their ass, Kaido. Come on,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And that's really it, because now Queen's not mad.
Right.
Because, she's still alive? Bet. I'm with it.
Right.
Hell yeah, I'm going to come down. Obviously, we know Queen's going to have to deal with Big Mom in a second.
Exactly.
But that's why I don't think that it's a problem. I don't think the people in the capital have a problem with Orochi. Because they live in good. It's just the leftover people that are going to have a problem with Yasu's death.
Right.
But it's definitely interesting. I do think that the act is coming to its close. I think it's going to be done within the next chapter or so.
So where do you think One Piece goes after this?
After this act, if it goes how I think it's going to go, I think it's going to start the trickle effect of everything else. So like the closing of this act is going to start rising action, if that makes sense. So if this has just been like plot set up, blah, blah, blah. Literally, this entire act has just been setting up for this moment. Because all of the different pieces of this act are now coming to this one place.
Right.
So I think that's going to start another...
So where do you think Luffy's going next?
Well, because Luffy ate all the food, that's like a smart move on Oda, because now we don't know who the fuck is going to get the blame for eating the food. So we don't know who Big Mom is going to be mad at, or if she's going to be mad, because we all assume she's going to rage the fuck out.
Right.
But it could be misdirection.
It's different. It could be different this time because she's like a little bit more friendly.
She doesn't know that she's right. She don't know that she like that. That could be really like a condition of hers, or it could just be that's how she is because that's how life has made her.
Right.
We don't really know if she's actually going to spaz the fuck out. We assume she's going to spaz the fuck out because we know Big Mom.
Right.
But there's two scenarios. So in the scenario where she spazzes the fuck out, now we got Luffy and Queen having to face off against Big Mom in this prison, or escape Big Mom in this prison. That's going to cause enough of an uproar to have Kaido pop up at the prison, right. But only at the prison.
Right.
So I feel like in that event, if she does spaz, it's going to trigger her memory at some point.
Exactly.
If she doesn't spaz, and it's just like, we can get you more food, Kaido's still going to be alerted that Big Mom is there.
Right, and Kaido's going to pop up.
If
Big Mom is there, he's going to pop up.
Right, Kaido's, because nobody knows she's alive.
Right, everybody thinks she's dead.
Exactly. So Kaido is going to have to get involved once they find out Big Mom is there. I feel like whether she rages or not, is going to end up being like, Luffy breaks out of the prison. Mm-hmm. What happens with Luffy from there, he's probably going to have to meet up with everybody else. Obviously, he has, Hyo's little underground army that he already offered him, on top of whoever is supposedly going to join up with him after the fact. We know that Law is on his way to that place as well, right, to free Beppo. Zoro's headed there. I can only imagine that since Kyoshiro said he had all these precautions, I can only imagine that the other headliners from Kaido's crew is there. Hawkins, Page One.
Right.
Well, we haven't seen Page One. He fucked around, be fucked up. But Hawkins and Drake, right, could be showing up. So,
and even Marco.
Why you say Marco?
Even
because I've been seeing people say that.
But I think Marco may just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to help Luffy.
But you think he's gonna show up in this moment? I don't think he's gonna show up in this moment.
Not in this moment, but I think he's still gonna show up
at a festival. Yeah, at a festival, I feel like he would show up at a festival. But yeah, so overall, whatever climax is going to happen at this execution is going to lead the story in the tee-up direction.
Right.
Like,
so do you think they're going to go straight? Do you think it's still going to be about Luffy and the gang, or they're going to go back to the Revolutionary Army and the world government?
As much as I want them to go back to the Reverie, I know that they're going to have an in-between act moment where we might get some more information about that, but I don't think we're actually gonna,
because we still don't know anything about Luffy's dad and what kind of powers he has, or
right. I don't think we're gonna get that for a little bit, honestly.
Probably not. I think Luffy will probably meet up with Shanks before we get more
probably
about.
Probably, I think we'll definitely get more about Shanks before we get more about Dragon. I think we're gonna get more about Dragon once we find out more about Luffy's origin. As far as like who his parents are, like both his mom, I guess, who his mom is, where they come from. You know, we see a lot of theories floating around out there about Luffy possibly being of
the D.
No, not necessarily the D, but some type of celestial heritage. I've seen a couple theories. Actually, a few friends of mine were talking about how like his granddad might have dated a celestial dragon. Had Dragon, which is why that's his name, and then Dragon dated like a regular human, wild ass pirate ass bitch. Had Luffy, and then
left him with.
Yeah, they probably killed the bitch because why you fucking type shit like why you fucking with the bitch? And then and it came like that, but. It just makes no sense for all of them to be D. If they're all D's, there's no way in hell they have any connection to Celestials, in my opinion. But we don't really know. So I think we'll find that out when we find more about Luffy's origin.
Right. Because you got to think about Marshall D. Teach. And then that's the other thing, too.
I definitely think Blackbeard is going to play a part in this arc.
Yeah, Teach hasn't came out besides tearing down the Revolutionary Army's base.
Yeah,
so
I feel like he's for sure going to play a part in this arc because his goal is still in Devil Fruits. He clearly knows what's going on in Wano. He has a bug somewhere in Wano. Somebody's feeding him information. We don't know who that is yet. But when he finds out that shit is hitting the fan, I feel like he's going to make his move.
Pop up. Yep.
Because that's just what that nigga do. Like, he's smart up here. You know what I mean? But I definitely think whatever happens from the next chapter or two, we don't break next week.
Yeah.
So whatever happens from the next chapter or two is going to
lead us forward.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of turn up from there. Because all the pieces, most of the pieces, not all, have moved and converged. Big Mom's there. Her crew's there. Luffy is training. Luffy, is pretty much at the point where he can do this. Zoro is he knows more about getting stronger as far as his armament hockey and strengthening his swords. Sanji has already gotten to where he is. At this point, it's all about the supernovas coming to a point where they're like, and I think that's what Act 3 is gonna be. Like Act 3 is gonna be like gonna culminate in the supernovas are now ready to team up because we still don't know where the fuck Kid is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They say he broke out of prison, but then we found out it's like 5 other prisons. So it's like, did he break out or is he just in some of these other ones?
To the other 2 people that tried to fight?
Apu. We don't know what the fuck Apu is.
Right.
We don't know what the fuck Kid is. We don't know what the fuck Killer is.
Yeah, Killer.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Act 3 is going to be more so geared around getting the supernovas together to fight Kaido. Right. Because although Luffy is he's learning his armament little shit, I definitely still don't think he's able to 1v1 Kaido at all. Damage is one thing, but 1v1 knockout, fuck no. Not right. No. It just makes no sense.
Exactly.
It makes absolutely no sense. And I fuck with, he's flaunting around the fact that he can see the future, but at this point, I damn near expect either everybody to know that that's a thing and to be able to counter it, or I expect for people to not just be strong enough to not give a fuck.
Right.
Because I don't see how that could be applied to give him an advantage in any situation. Given what we've already known. He fought Kaido already.
Right.
It's not like he unlocked Future Sight after fighting Kaido. No, you already had it, bro.
Right. So you didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Exactly.
It's almost like Theo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure having the world and then pause in time and then Jotaro just snaps out. Oh, I got it.
Right.
I know how to stop time too now. So.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he didn't know the shit. Now he know it when he got to the prison. No, you been knew that. You just got fucked up.
Yeah,
so it's like, what is that? It ain't. Is it really gonna help you? You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm definitely interested to see where it goes. I'm mad we on break, but I'm excited to see where this goes. I really want to know what he's gonna say. Last thing before we hop off of One Piece, do you think that Yasu's gonna die?
No.
I also don't think he's gonna die. A lot of people were theorizing that he's actually gonna die. I'm like, there's no way he's gonna die.
No, he's gonna die.
Zoro's not gonna let that nigga die.
Oh, and we're yet to see Zoro really
go crazy.
And we still don't know.
And this is why I think that Yasu and Kyoshiro ain't on the same page. Because I feel like when Zoro comes in, Kyoshiro is gonna be the one to be like, hold on, stop, G, because I need this to go the way it needs to go.
Exactly.
And now it's like, no, I need you to move the fuck out the way. And now we got the Zoro Kyoshiro fight that everybody wants. So I don't know. But off of One Piece.